Good morning. Day 5. I just woke up, said good morning to my kids, got a cup of coffee, and I sat down here and turned on my device to record the process that we're on here, this journey that we're joyously allowing food to be our foundation for health and well-being and abundance and an amazingly terrific life. And that hand in hand with that is that we're allowing our body to come back into natural harmony, natural balance. A1C, average daily blood sugar, over the last 3 months will come into its own natural balance. I don't have to work at it. We are using food as medicine, and we have transformed our intention. I've invited you on this journey to transform our intention beyond using food as our medicine to really joyously embracing food as a foundation for an abundant life. So each thing that I put into my mouth, I am sharing with you and talking about a little bit. And starting the day here, what I want to talk about is what I'm bringing out of my mouth, which is coming from my mind, obviously, but let's talk about sleep. So, sleep last night was an opportunity for me and for you to be able to just be out of our daily routine of the momentum that we've created through our habitual thinking. Anything we practice gets stronger. And I would like to remind us that we can be the masters of our own experience. So I talk about this a little bit in my book that came out about 20 years ago. That was about my experience of teaching mindfulness-based stress reduction. So I shared the process, and a lot of physicians and chiropractors, medical offices, and therapists picked my book up and shared it with their clients. And, it did pretty well. It's had its run. It's coming back out again now. You can check it out on Kindle. It's going to be there, so it'll be very low cost. I had a chapter in the book that's really a couple chapters. Actually, the whole thing is about this very feeling of coming into a place of a relationship with our capacity to choose the way that we are mastering our experience. Okay, well, if we just wake up in the morning and just let the day start us, then meaning that we just let whatever it is, the first thought that kicks in from the prior day's practice, drive what we're doing and where we're going, right? Then we're going to be kind of just living in a way where we're not exactly mastering our experience. We're just kind of more of a slave to it. This is kind of delicate balance here. So I'm right in this tippy place right now where I've woken up, and I'm on the momentum of making this video for us, for sure. I'm sharing this momentum. I've committed to this process. But while I am in this process, I'm in a process inside of myself where I'm breathing in and I'm letting go. And I'm continuing the feeling of this bigger, deeper consciousness from my sleeping time. Except I'm doing it awake now, so I'm breathing in, letting go, a thought comes in, and I am opening, breathing out, and I'm paying attention to really what's coming out of my mouth. I'm paying attention to the feeling of the breath leaving my body, and my mind then will go a little bit on those thoughts. And it's like, okay, there it is. Just breathing with it, and then just letting go and favoring the actual feeling of just being here in my body, the sensation in my body. Sometimes I'm in a little bit of pain, so I know there's certain areas of my body that it doesn't exactly feel like amazingly, terrifically satisfying, because I got this it's like a little bird going, like inviting my attention. Yeah, inviting my intention is what it does actually, where it's like, okay, I see you and I hear you, I feel you, right? And while I feel that pain resonating in my body, I am also feeling the other areas of my body, the sensation of my whole body. It's a magnificently diverse experience. The feeling of our toes, the sensation throughout our legs. If we were to scan upwards through our body, our hips and our belly, all the way through the trunk of our body and our back and our shoulders and arms, scanning upwards, feeling the sensation of the neck and our head balanced on our necks and our feeling of our face. And so a lot of sensation here. Some areas are like little birds going, feed me, and other areas can be kind of like, when I put my mind there, can be like the nest that the birds rest in, so that my whole experience of sensation can form a protective, holding, safe place, really for everything, not just the pain that I experience, but also the place of consciousness where I'm actually sitting here and I'll be walking through life today. So my awareness of the feeling in my body, and also the feeling of the breath leaving, and then it'll come back in, and the feeling of that, and then the leaving. This field of sensation is what I'm attending to here right now. And so I'm making that little space, the waking up space. There's a little gap here. There's a little place where the nighttime, big, deep consciousness is present. We wake up, and there's a little gap before that little thought starts to take over from yesterday, right? And so I'm kind of, in a way, making that gap. I'm inviting that gap to be a little bigger, to be a little bit bigger. So I'm waking up into this place of a amazing feeling, like I'm still asleep, but I'm awake. I'm very awake, but I'm still very asleep. It's just opening of this space. Okay, so this is how I'm working with my mind a little bit today. I'm sitting on my meditation cushion, I'm breathing, and I'm kind of making space for myself. There's a lot of benefit from this, We'll talk more about this as we go along. Let me show you what I'm going to eat here today. Well, I've got my coffee, right? And following my coffee, then I'm going to have a cup of cashew milk. And I have what is here about, maybe it's not quite half a cup, it's about a third of a cup today of basically it's nuts, so we'll take a look at it here. So I have macadamia nuts. You can see I have those pepitos that we talk about. They're little pumpkin seeds. They're super rich in nutrients. Pecans. I've got some almonds down here. I have some banana chips, and it gives me a little bit of carbohydrate and potassium and some other nutrients that I need. So it's not a whole lot. Like, I'm not eating a whole banana. I mean, that's probably right there. 1, 2, 3. It's 4 banana chips, so it's like a 16th of a banana. Right? It sounds completely ridiculous. What's the menu today? Well, we'll be having a 16th of a banana. Okay, but it's just enough that's going to give my body some tools. I haven't done it yet, but I will be having that mix that I showed you earlier of the sprouted grains, the super green food, and the probiotics. The 400 billion workers, I'm bringing in 400 billion more more little tiny helpers that are going to help me out. It's really so great to ask for some help. It's really amazing, actually. Okay, now I have here some, I don't know, can you see it? I like these little Anchor Hocking glass cups. So sometimes I'll put like 6 of these together, and then you can get little lids for them. You can pile them up, and there's the food you're going to have today. You know what's really fun to do? And maybe we'll do that as part of this. Like, you get your whole day's worth of food, and you can do it in the form of these cups. And then you get like the equivalent, or just a whole like bag of potato chips, and set it next to your like 6 cups of 6 meals. Like, that's conceivably a meal. And then compare the fat, carbohydrate, and protein content, as well as, break it down, like what are the sugars involved particularly, and salt and everything else. It's fun to make these comparisons. We'll do a couple of those as we go along here at some point in the future, right? It's kind of interesting. So I've got here some oats right here, and today I'm just going to have these oats dry. Now, I noticed, like, when I was little, my grandfather, like, we'd go visit the farm, right? The horses would eat oats. They didn't need anybody to cook them for them, right? Well, I just eat dried oats. You can also soak these overnight. So a little recipe for you: take some cashew milk at night. Put your oats in the cashew milk. So put like whatever you're gonna need for the day, that amount. And I am eating 1 tablespoon of these oats, right? But anyways, put them in the cashew milk. Let them soak overnight. Put a little cinnamon on them and let them sit until they're done. It's my little recipe, right? They're really good like that. You don't have to cook them. You can just let them soak up some moisture, and we can just eat them dry. So there's the first meal of the day, day 5, meal number 1, and it's going to be a great day today. So let's spend a little bit more time just breathing, and I recommend at least 2 minutes, right? Just breathing. The body scan tape, which you can pick up at jimhughes.org for free, is about 45 minutes long, and it scans in a guided way throughout your whole body. And if 45 minutes seems too long, right, then you can just do 2 minutes, or just put that tape on just for a little bit and let it guide you a little bit, and then just breathe on your own. And even 10 seconds, or even you wake up in the morning, even just like not even a second, a fraction of a moment, you breathe in and breathe out, and bring in your mind to really just the feeling of the sheet, the appreciation, the satisfaction, just the feeling of the sheets and the pillow, that little feeling of satisfaction, that little feeling of appreciation right there on waking. That puts your day like right on just the right track, and can help you weave and go all the places that will really serve you very, very well. Hey, that's what I'm doing. Join me on the journey. Keep on it. All right. You can do it.